So let me make it personal now.
Okay.
If you were to sleep with a man to save your mother's life,
Yeah.
will you do that?
I wouldn't do it. Because I know that that's not the only way out.
No, I'm saying if that was the only way.
That's the only, if that was the only way.
Yes.
I wouldn't do it.
Hello people, welcome to another amazing episode of 360 Talk with Zor. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. So today on this special episode, my guest is the definition of black beauty. She is so pretty. She's a fashion stylist, a makeup artist. She is a graduate from the University of Port Harcourt. She studies psychology. She's so passionate about impacting our world for Jesus. She is the founder of Girls in Africa Foundation. Welcome with me, Brianna Rosemary Akilo.
Thank you.
You're looking so pretty.
Thank you so much.
Like, I'm always, there is this, I don't know how to express this now. There is this feeling I have when I see pretty dark girls. Like, you know, fair girls, they are easy, like, it's easy to be beautiful when you're fair.
Yeah.
But when you're dark and you're as pretty as you are, no, we need to give you your flowers. So it's so good to have you on the show. Like, Brianna is the first time I'm hearing the name.
Okay.
I don't know for others. I don't know how, like, what's the meaning of the name?
Okay, Brianna means one who is graced and strong.
Wow. And
Yes.
it's already showing on your face. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, just like you said, I'm a fashion stylist, I'm a makeup artist, I'm a decorator. I mean, God gave me so much.
You do a lot.
I do quite a lot.
Okay.
You know, so I'm just within the creative world.
Okay.
And it's been an amazing journey. So that's it basically.
And when I was going through your profile and I saw that you're passionate about impacting your world for Jesus, I was
Yeah.
like, is he like a pastor's wife kind of vibe?
Okay. Okay, about that, you know, I mean, I don't think there will be any Brianna
Okay.
Rosemary Akilo without Jesus.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so I mean, I literally live my life
Preach.
to, yeah,
Preach.
you know, to represent God as much as I can in my field.
Okay.
You know, we live in a world today where people find themselves within different fields, and at a point they start with God,
Okay.
and then it's like all of a sudden you're wondering
Where's
what's
the God?
happening, you know. But for me, it's been like a journey, consistently. Like anybody that has come in contact with me will know that where is Jesus?
Especially
Where he talks
especially in
about
the
Jesus.
field where you're dominant, like I think the major thing you do, or the first thing you do, or you
Yeah.
have to provide is styling,
Yeah.
fashion stylist. That
Yeah.
it's difficult. So I could relate when you're saying you have to be bold about it, you have to be audacious about it. They should know that you are for Jesus. And
Exactly.
seeing pretty people like you raising the flag, it's amazing. Like
Thank you.
when I saw that, I was happy. I was like, you see, get fine girls where they born.
Exactly.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have you on the show
I'm
this
so
afternoon.
delighted
Thank you
to
so
be
much.
here.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so let's go into the conversation.
Okay.
So I was going through your profile and everything, and I noticed one thing you're passionate about is the well-being of the girl child
Yeah.
and decency and all. So, and there is a particular problem that is dominant, like it's like a pandemic now. That it's difficult for you to see, especially in the university,
Yeah.
difficult for you to see 10 girls, and among the 10 girls, you will not find either 3. Let me not even say 1, because
Okay.
if I say 1, I'm lying. You will
Yeah.
see either 3 or 2
Yeah.
that is low-key having sex for money,
Okay.
either directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would say it's a pandemic, because this thing was not dominant before,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know if I would say it's a pandemic. So at what point do you think someone is a prostitute, or is a, like Englishman would put it, is
Yeah.
a sex trade worker?
Yeah. Okay, you know, prostitution has gone to another level.
Okay.
You know, the very moment you start exchanging sex for money, that is, you have introduced yourself into prostitution.
Okay.
And that's what it is.
The very moment they start paying you for knacking.
That's just it.
Okay.
Yeah. And apparently, a lot of people find themselves into prostitution without even knowing.
Okay.
You know, first they start with, okay, maybe, I mean, you've said it, looking at the school
Cycle,
education.
yeah.
Yeah. You find students who maybe probably want to pay school fees or do stuff at school, buy their textbook and all that. And maybe their parents are unable to afford them and all that. And then there's this person that wants to help out. And the person says, okay, come see me here. I'll give you the money and all that. And then they just start. So when they start, it seems like, oh, I could get the money and, you know, pay for this stuff, sort out school fees and all of that. So the next time they have a challenge again, they go for it. They think like, oh, that's the easiest way, you know, because nobody is responding to them and all of that. You know, so that's how people actually dive into prostitution.
So for people that don't know from the beginning, so you're saying that the point it gets to and it become addictive.
Yeah.
And without them knowing that what they are doing is prostitution. Because I dey tell people that low-key ashawo people than the ashawo people you think you know.
Right.
Because somebody may be singing in the choir
Yeah.
and the person is having sex for money.
Yeah.
And it's so alarming that, just like you said earlier, they may not know from the beginning that what you're doing is prostitution, because everybody have this idea of the traditional prostitution where maybe if you stay in Port Harcourt, you go to Casablanca, you pick them, they are standing on the road. And I was surprised, like, okay, that was the day I was in Presidential Hotel. If you're in Port Harcourt, you know Presidential Hotel. And I was in that hotel, I think that was years back, about 4 years ago. Yeah. And I was doing work. I do event styling too.
Okay.
So we're planning for event, and these girls were just coming.
Okay.
You are old though compared to where those girls are. I mean, young girls that, you know, this kind of girls say, so which people now we go marry, and they were trooping in with white men.
Okay.
And I was like, they are not even looking like girls that are hungry. You don't get.
Yeah.
They are not looking like girls that are hungry. They are not looking like girls that, you know, if someone is packaging, you will know. You will see skin, you know that these girls are not hungry. Yeah. Probably they are from a wealthy home and
well-to-do.
And so why? So let's this leads to my next question. Why?
You know, when it comes to situations like that,
okay,
people also do prostitution because of greed.
Of greed.
Greed.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I've heard instances where girls from wealthy homes are doing it. It's like a lifestyle, right? One, of course, I also would talk from a spiritual angle because, you know, the devil is also behind certain acts and activities, you know, demonic influences and all that. But then you have people who, I mean, literally, they pay, let's just use the school instances, you know, since we started off with that already. I mean, their school fees are paid, they have their text, everything literally provided. But because they want, you know, they are like gluttons, they want much more. You know, they are not satisfied, they are not content.
With even what their families providing
even when
for
their
them.
families are providing, they still want to like do extra, right? I mean, with social media, you see a lot of content here and there.
Yeah.
They want to look like A, they want to look like B. I mean, you are still growing. You know, you mentioned that these girls are so young that you'll be wondering, man, why are you going into this? You know, but then they are looking at the wrong things. They are being inspired by the wrong things. I mean, nobody is saying you will not wear human hair. Nobody is saying you will not wear good clothes. But there are times, life is in phases. If you can't afford it now, that does not mean you can't afford it tomorrow.
Come on.
So why not just, you know, grow and get to that point in your life? I mean, I can use myself as an example. I mean, growing up, my mom passed when I was 9.
Wow.
And then I just had my dad.
Wow.
You know, unfortunately, my dad also passed last year.
Wow.
On my birthday.
Wow.
But It didn't give me, thank you. It didn't give me the privilege to start misbehaving or, I mean, at the age of 9 and losing a mom, you could imagine the things, right? The things that you could be exposed to and all of that. But I'm grateful for the foundation that I had. Because from a very early age, I gave my heart to Christ when I was 9 years old. Wow. So from then, I just continued in that journey. And, you know, it helped me. So when I see young girls going into prostitution or doing the wrong thing and then using their challenges of not having or being able to be provided by their families, you know, I'm like, no, that's not a good one. You made a choice to go into prostitution. It is your choice, because if I'm not doing what I'm doing, there are several other skills that I could embark on to make money. Do you understand? And at the beginning, it might not pay you to be able to afford several things, but just be content at every level, because you're definitely growing. As long as you're working on yourself and building on yourself, you're definitely going to get to that point where you can afford so much more that you would even have more than enough to even give to other people. It's not about providing for yourself now, but to other people. So sometimes when I see instances like that, I'm like, man, this person just made the decision to go into it. So sometimes it's greed. You know, they want to just, you know, they have the hair, they have the clothes. They won't say they don't have clothes, but they want that particular one that so and so celebrity that has been working for years. You
have no understanding, no idea of what the person has passed through.
Do you understand? They have no idea where the person, how the person has worked, you know, put in so much work, the sleepless nights and all that. I mean, I'm close to some individuals that are into the entertainment world, you know, movie producers, actresses and all that, and I see them putting in the work. So sometimes when a blog just wakes up from the blues and, you know, starts saying nonsense, I'm like, these people don't even know what they are saying, you know. So they're actually young individuals, ladies who are doing so well for themselves because they are putting in the work.
So you said something about background. Do you think even and we've laid the foundation that at the end of the day, it's a choice. If you want to be a prostitute, if you want to start having sex for money, it's a choice. But do you think someone's foundation play a key role in that decision making?
Your foundation, I mean, everyone's foundation plays a lot, you know. I've had people say, oh, they actually went into prostitution because they were abused when they were little. Probably they were raped by uncle, brother, father or something, and then they decided to, like, you know, just continue. I'm
already raped, so what's
there? Do you understand? I mean, there's nothing to keep anymore, so let's just continue. You know, and it's the same thing with those girls who probably, you know, I mean, they're looking for school fees, they want to pay this and that, and then they've done it the first time, so they feel, if I've done it, what am I keeping again? Let me just continue this lifestyle. But I mean, that's not supposed to be. Your foundation, you know, when a child has the right foundation and is exposed to the right inspiration, you know, mentorship around them, I mean, it plays a major role.
So now upbringing comes into place.
Yes. And that's even what bettered my foundation, the Girls in Africa Foundation, because basically we look at providing mentorship. You know, one of the things that is missing in our world today is mentors. Like, a lot of these young girls lack mentors.
Because don't you think when we're talking about mentors too, you know, most times people want to choose mentors based on this person is on the path where I'm going to, let me follow this person and all. And if you want to dig down or deep into the people's story, I don't want to start calling names. You find out that there are some dirty things that these people have done or did that took them to where they are. Especially, let me take for example, if you are a flamboyant person or you want to go into the entertainment industry and we know that you say you're close to entertainment, there is a lot of behind the scene, a lot of things that happen. Even people to take a movie role, just to take a role, people doing a lot, both male and female. So when you want to say this person is my mentor and you are not even grounded what the person is really doing and all, I think that's another problem we have when it comes to people choosing mentors.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The thing is, for anyone who wants to be a mentor to the younger ones. Like for me, there are certain things that I wouldn't just find myself doing. There's certain things I wouldn't just want to involve myself with because I know that there are younger girls looking at
up
me.
To you.
Do you understand? So if you say you're a mentor or you want to pose yourself in society, first of all, by the time you start getting attention, you need to do a watch of yourself.
Okay.
You need to, and I'm not talking, yeah, I'm not talking about maybe trying to pretend, you know, when you are with them, you are like all good, and then when you are not with them, no. I mean, literally living your truth and living out the right way and not trying to fake or, I mean, see, I'm still okay with going on public cars. I can book a boat now and the next minute I might jump into a bus or a taxi.
Okay.
Do you understand? And if you see me and you know me, oh, hi, and this is me. I'm not trying to fake anything. Do you understand? So if I can, you know, see a young girl who is looking up to me, probably because I do a lot of public speaking within the school sector and all of that. And then we still meet in a taxi. Hi. She's, you know, she's happy
that this person is human. Like, why am I pressuring myself?
I'm not faking anything. I mean, people want to maintain a particular status quo. So it makes them do, you know, anything, just anything to maintain that lifestyle.
That's true. So prostitution self can just be, you're just doing it to maintain
the lifestyle. Exactly.
And you said that's something one of my friends said.
Okay.
Or will I say the person is my friend or it's my acquaintance? He said, okay, you're not a virgin. So, and you're not, first thing first, let's lay that fact that having sex when you're not married is a sin.
Yes, it is.
So if you are not a virgin, you are having sex for free. You're committing sin against God. Me now, I'm having sex for money. I'm committing sin against God. Is it not better to have sex with money and collecting money? And we all know that we are having sin against God, but money is coming.
You know, there's this thing with people just waking up and putting out just whatever they think, you know, out there. And then people be like, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. See, thing is, if you want to, you can not be hot. The Bible tells us that you can neither be hot nor cold.
Preach.
You have to be somewhere. So you cannot say, oh, you are a Christian, you are a child of God, and then you feel like you want to be having casual sex and all that and be running about the place. Whether or not it's for money or it's not for money, you have to choose where you are. You cannot be playing, you know, cool on both ends. And the idea of, you know, a lot of things that are supposed to be, you know, abhorred in our society, today they are being accepted, like it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I saw one video one time when I think it was a young guy that bought a car for the mom and the mom rejected it. I'm sure obviously she would have wondered, where did my son get the money from? And it's likewise the same thing. You see young girls doing things for their family.
And you know
they are the breadwinners.
You don't see anything they are doing.
Right? They are the breadwinners. They are doing so much. And as a mother or as a father or as a sister or a big sister or big brother, you're not asking your sister like, sorry, sis, where are you getting this money from? What are you doing? Because, you know, the thing is, they would also give the excuse that they are doing it for their family. Do you know? To bring their family out of poverty.
Do you know the funniest thing? Some of them will tell you they are, sorry for the language, they'll tell you they are selling pant and bra, and they are driving a car worth billions of naira. So I used to ask, so you are the girls, how much do they buy pant and bra? How many persons do they sell pant and bra to that? You're living in a 4-bedroom apartment that you built yourself, and you are telling me is underwear as you like.
Well, you know,
those things, does they match?
There are instances where people genuinely, you know, work and get money
those
from their businesses.
Yes.
But there are also instances where we know
they put the
business is in front,
CEO in front.
But actually the thing that gives them the money is something else. You know, and that's deceitfulness in all its forms. You know, because I mean, you want to deceive people that you are doing this, and a young girl is out there looking at you and say, oh, I want to be a stylist, I want to be a makeup artist, but she gets into that sector and realizes that, oh, it comes with its own challenges.
You're projecting a lifestyle that a makeup artist cannot afford. the person gets into the space and know that,
man,
Kilo Day, what is happening here?
And then you also have people who would also put God in front. That's the one I said, you cannot be doing hot or cold. At the end of the day, you're deceiving yourself.
Yeah.
You know, self-deceit is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. And by the time you're deceiving yourself and you're living that way, I mean, at the end of the day, you just end up wrecking people's life. Because these young girls would have been maybe better, growing, you know, and just moving at the pace that God wants them to. But because they've seen you, you projected. That's why people have to be careful. You have to be careful of who you are looking up to. You have to be careful of who you call mentor. You know, if you cannot ascertain, oh, genuinely, this person is doing A, B,
trace their history.
No need. There's no point. Just believe in yourself, first of all. Believe in yourself and believe that God is taking you somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very true. So, another thing I want us to talk about. You know, when we talk, anytime you hear prostitution or you hear sex for money, the first thing that comes to people's mind is girls. Okay. Right. So, and there are boys who girls pay for money and not pay for sex. Yes. I'm not even talking about sugar mommy. Yeah. Yesterday, my friend was having a conversation with me, and he said, this is his friend, the school in Uniuyo. He flew from Abuja with a girl that schooled in Uniuyo too. Okay. So the time was going out, they got on the car, and on the flight, when they got down, he was trying to book ride. The girl told him, "Don't worry, I will drop you." Okay. So the girl dropped the guy. It's a fine guy, everything. Dropped the guy in his hostels. Now went back. No, definitely they were exchanging number. That particular day, the girl called him back that he wants him to come around. Okay. That particular day, they had sex. Okay. And from that day, the girl herself has money. She called and she'll be, everything is there. You just come, the boy, you're in school now. So what are you going to call that? Is that prostitution too, or we should look for prostitution? Or what name are we going to call that? Because when we say this, it now look like guy's own is okay. Or should we call guys on collecting? He's just collect. Or what are we going to call it? You know, because they are paying him for the sex. For the sex, you have guys into this as well, and it's really saddening that a lot of them. I mean, you are fine, right? You are handsome, you are good looking, but because you are lazy and you don't want to go and look for a job, you are looking for the easiest way out. You now see a fine girl that is offering you money to be sleeping with her, to be satisfying her, and then you go for it. That is, I don't know what to call that, but I mean, guys need to do more. If you're a guy and you're into that, I think you need to stop being lazy, because if you continue like that, you'll get to a point where it's time for you to make your family, like for you to get married, and you will not be disciplined inside the marriage. The moment it seems like you don't have money and a lady is winking at you somewhere, you will go for her to collect the money so you can pay your children's school fees and all of that. So, I mean, everything has its place. You know, it doesn't just end with you having sex. It's your life here. And, you know, there's a whole lot. You know, people don't understand certain things. When you understand certain principles, especially spiritual principles, there are certain things you will not do. Because imagine that the persons that you're sleeping with, they have demons. Automatically. And you are exchanging the demons. What will your life? So if you've slept with like 5 men and they have 5 different demons, you yourself, the men, they will live with their one demon. You yourself, they will not even, if the man will not even live with one demon. That means the man sleeps with you, it automatically takes all the demons, that 21 that you have taken from the other people too. Bam. That's crazy, right? It's crazy. So we need to discipline ourselves. I mean, if you choose to be on this path to work and make your money, work and make your money. See, personally, I've had challenges in my business, in my field, being a stylist. I remember sometime last year, I had a booking, and then I got on the day of the shoot and everything, and then the client was acting all crazy. And at the end of the day, the shoot didn't happen. You know, but then she sent me a message and was like, oh, you have to do a refund. And I was like, oh, but I already did X, Y, Z and this. Yeah. You know, I can't, will I go to the vendors I got these items from? Do you understand? That wouldn't work. So can you just put yourself in my shoes right now?
can I do, okay, instead of doing like a total refund, can I send the money for the photography, because we didn't do the shoot, but at least we can always come back and see how to review. This lady told me no, I should refund her money. And there's something I always protect. You see, people have forgotten this principle, but a good name is better than riches. And that's something that I'll never forget. And so I had to do a refund, 100% back to her, because I didn't want any dent on my
brand name.
I'm protecting my brand. I'm building it because I know where I'm coming from, and so I'm protecting it with all I've got. So if it meant that I was going to refund 100%, so as to, you know, protect my
peace. You guys will not have any issues.
So I have my own challenges. You might see me putting out stuff, you know, putting out content and all of that, and you're wondering, it's all good. I have challenges too. But guess what? I'm winning. I'm still thriving. I'm moving, and God is helping me, honestly. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So do you think there's any, because this thing you said now, it's one of my friend, like the pastor, said something like, say, don't be quick to judge people, because until you are in the shoes, you're wearing their shoes. Don't be very, because you don't know what you will do if you're in their shoes.
In their shoes.
So do you think there's a justifiable reason for prostitution?
Okay, I don't think there's any justifiable reason for prostitution.
So let me make it personal now.
Okay.
If you were to sleep with a man to save your mother's life, will you do that?
I wouldn't do it, because I know that that's not the only way out.
No, I'm saying if that was the only way.
That's the only, if that was the only way.
Yes.
I wouldn't do it.
Why?
Because I have principles, I have standards. And those standards are based on the word of God. They are based on the word, right?
And you're praying to God to save your mother, and God is not saving your mother.
Well, if it
and
happens,
this person is a medical doctor, he has everything to fix your mom's life, and like you know that he can save your mom's life medically. You get, and you are praying to God.
That's the only option.
That's the only option
to save her. When it happens, I will thank the Lord. I honestly will not do it. I've been, you know, asking this question. I've been like, you know, before my dad passed, he had series of crises with his health and all that, and he was really demanding, you know, because medical bills, medication, you have to get drugs and all that, you have to run scans and all that. He was really demanding. But guess what? I think at that point, God was so faithful that I got gigs. I was working. At the same time, once I get the monies, I'm like sending monies, footing bills and all of that. And then I could reach out to, like, see, it matters the company, the network of people you have around you. Sometimes I feel like people, you know, out of, I don't know what to call it, is it pride? People that you're supposed to be humble, people you're supposed to be learning from, you're competing with them.
That's the truth.
You know, you're competing with them. You could easily have gone to maybe this person that, you know, appreciates you. But because you're looking at her that, oh, she's a girl like you, why does she now have more than you? Why are you not the one helping her? You know, instances like that, because people are so full of themselves, they miss out on a lot of opportunities. So, I mean, if I had a situation like that, I honestly wouldn't do it. Not because what happens after saving her life? What happens to me?
To you.
What memories do I hold? You know, people are talking about mental health. A lot of factors are causing this.
Because I wanted asking you this too, because I don't think, because there's a level these people will do this thing to, and they get addictive to it, and it becomes a mental health issue. Like when it gets to the point where you cannot even help it again, like every weekend you're thinking of the next gig, like just the same way you're planning your own
for
gig.
Jobs
their own is gig for them too.
Yes, for gig. Every weekend they're looking who is the next, who is
client.
And you know, it has even for them, for some of them, it has gotten to the point where it's no longer about the money. They just want to be in that whole environment.
They can't even stop.
You know, there's just a spirit. Even when they want to stop, right? studied psychology in school, and during my IT, I was posted to a secondary school, and we had opportunity of counseling the students and, engaging with them. It was actually a girls' school, and it was shocking, I mean, you see girls of 13, 15, they start engaging in these things. They could do it for a bottle of Coke.
Wow.
They could do it for shawarma.
That's actually prostitution.
Yeah. They could do it for, call it different things, different reasons, right? But then one thing, one time I saw a conversation, it was actually an influencer, and then she put out, and then she was like, most times people are blaming these young girls. What about the men that actually offer them
those stuff,
this stuff? And I'm like, yeah. On both cases, you have to also look at both sides.
Yeah.
If you're a man and you cannot protect a young girl, then you are really failing big time. Because imagine that she's looking up to you as uncle. This uncle can help you. But the only opportunity you have to help her, you want to sleep with her. It's crazy. It's crazy. So what I would say is, if people can, have a better understanding of how to relate with situations, because sometimes you realize that you're faced with a challenge, but your solution is with a brother or a sister or somebody that right? But can you humble yourself and just, sometimes too, you just have to, when I'm faced with any challenge, I remember when that lady asked me for a refund. The only thing I could do was just to pray. I said, dear Lord, please help me, because I don't know. At this point, I don't know. At that time, I was planning for my dad's funeral, burial preparations and all of that. I'd already, do you understand? So when she said, oh, I need a refund, I just said, okay. I just had to pray to God and then hear from the Holy Spirit to know what next to do. So sometimes people are just too quick to sort out things themselves without even seeking God for help, when He has already provided everything. Because
we have our own way.
Yeah. So if our ways are different from God's.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes you might even find your help with a stranger on the road. I've had instances where people might just want to provide solution to their challenges themselves and end up failing. I've had instances where I've tried to help myself my own way and it didn't work out, right? But the moment I trust God for whatever it is I want to do, it works out perfectly.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So we're trying to round it up.
Okay.
So there's this popular saying that trended on TikTok and everything about a famous, popular, let me use the word, popular cross-dresser in Nigeria. I don't want to mention it. Say, good girl, not a pale. So you are that fool. You are that idiot. And I watched a show this year, and a girl, as even a celebrity, was saying boldly that thing that this person said, that is a man to this year. Good girl, not a pay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is what she was saying. If you go to your Facebook, you will see all those people that when you were in the university, you were in secondary school, they were sleeping around, blah blah blah. They are the one married with children now. You that you were saying you are keeping yourself, you are blah blah blah, you are doing this. You are the one not married.
Yeah.
You are the one not this. So is that saying really true? Say good girl, not a pay.
The worst thing that people can do to themselves is allow people dictate for them their lives with their personal experiences. Someone might be quoting that, making that statement out of their own
personal experience.
Good girl, no they pay, right? But that's not it. Is that what has been laid out? Sorry, but me, I would always refer back to the scriptures.
Yeah.
It's really crazy in our world today. The things that are supposed to be, cancelled. This is bad. There are the things that are being flaunted as good and projected and promoted. Is the times we're living in.
And you see, they were making clear instances with the fact that men don't like good girls. I'm like, so which man in his right senses will sit down and decide that, okay, is the bad girl, is the ashawo, because let's call it what it is. Because I think why some girls are not even they don't understand this thing. When we use the word prostitute, you are an ashawo. If you are sleeping for man for money, you are an ashawo. That is not even better.
That's what it is.
You are a runs girl. You are a slut. You are. Let's just. I'm not saying it to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm saying it for you to know what you are doing.
Exactly.
You are an ashawo because you are in Uniport. Maybe you are a graduate and you are sleeping with men and you are not standing in Casablanca. It doesn't mean you are not an ashawo. You are an ashawo. You are a big time ashawo.
My goodness.
If you like be sleeping with commissioner, be sleeping with, you are an ashawo. There is no difference between the girl standing in Casablanca and you. The only difference is that you are earning more than her, but you are an ashawo. So, do you think there is help? Because I think some people have gotten to the point where they think, that's why I go do this thing till I finish. Like family already know that they are ashawo.
Yeah.
And they are comfortable with it, and themselves they are fighting with it, right?
Yeah.
But it's just looking like, okay, family is looking at me, they are expecting money.
Yeah.
Me myself, I have bills to pay.
Yeah.
But I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with it. Do you think there's help?
Yeah, honestly, if you are a lady out there and you found yourself within, doing this for money and you want to come out of it, seek help. Seek help. I mean, I'm open. I'm a psychologist. I can counsel you. We can talk about it. You need to seek help because, it's the only way. Because if you haven't made that decision, nobody can help you.
That's
if
true.
let me speak from now till tomorrow. As long as your mind is made up of, this is what I want to do to make money. That's what you're going to stick with. But the moment you've made up your mind that, I want to come out of this.
Again.
Yeah, I don't want to do
the same way you made up your mind, either knowingly or unknowingly to start.
You can still come out of it. So that's what it is. If you want to come out of it, you need to seek help. Then, of course, get something doing. You cannot be a young girl in this day and time. Even me being a stylist, you heard it when he was introducing me. I do quite a lot because I don't want to ever find myself in a situation where I need money and then it's like, oh, the money is not coming from anywhere. If you need to fry gari and sell gari, do it. If you need to cook food, right, do it. In this day and time, social media, technology has made things easy. The other day, I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw a young lady making gari, like, selling.
Yeah. But did you know the funniest thing? I almost wanted to end this conversation, but you just said something now. Do you know the same way you're saying, what's it called? Social media and technology have made things easy. Do you know technology, I think, is the one that have increased the rate of prostitution? Because before, they will tell you, before you even write a letter to a girl that you want to ask her, I'm not talking about asking her for sex.
Yeah.
Talking about asking her, like, be my girlfriend. You write letter and you will pass before the girl write back to you. But now, you just have to go to Instagram, check her page.
Yeah.
And it's so bold how people are saying it now. Like, someone can come to your DM directly, I want us to have sex.
Yeah.
With all audacity,
boldness. It's crazy. What I would say to people is, get something doing. Because the very moment an idle man is a devil's workshop, whether it's a guy or it's a female, the moment you are idle, you're not doing anything. The devil will give you ideas, The ideas, like he will give you a basket full of ideas. Things you could do to make money. So you need to get
and definitely
yourself.
It will not be the right thing.
Definitely no. Obviously, it wouldn't be the right thing. So you need to get something doing. Get something doing. Learn a skill. In 2024, you don't have any skill. Like, what are you doing? Stop playing. Get something doing. Get something doing. And just like I mentioned, I started with those menial things because someone might say, you want me to start XYZ business. I don't have so and so capital. My dear, you can go to your village. Go and get cassava. Get pan. Start something. I always see myself like whatever I do, it might be just selling this thing or maybe this glass. I'm going to take it. I'm going to add value to it and sell it for money, like make so much money out of it. It's all about being intentional about whatever you're doing. And maybe you are out there and you have this mindset that, okay, you can't make it without having to compromise. Girl, you don't have to compromise. You can make it. Just trust the process and believe that, yes, you're growing, Okay, be content at every stage because life is in phases. Definitely, you're going to get to the point where you'll be able to afford all the things you want. So don't give up. Don't give up, and you don't have to compromise.
So the another thing is, I know some of you are listening to us now. You're already feeling like, why are they attacking me? Maybe you are already an ashawo, but and you know sometimes we can say these things and we feel like we are not sensitive to what people are passing through. We know the times are hard. We know you're not doing it because you enjoy it. You're not doing it because you want to do it. We know you're doing it to save your family. We know you're doing it because you just have to meet up with life, but it's actually not a valid reason.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied? Are you fulfilled?
Are you happy?
Are you happy? Are you comfortable that a prize is attached to you? That anybody can get you because they have money? Just think about it. You can stop if you want to stop.
Exactly.
Just like she said, you can always reach out and you will have solution. Absolutely. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosemary. I don't know how to thank you. Like, the wisdom was just funny. I like when you see what I said. Yeah. When I said when I said that passionate to impart her society for Jesus, I say, son, a pastor, wife. So thank you so much. It was amazing. So
thank you.
Let's go to the next part of the game. Round up that. So it's the game part. So so do you prefer styling to makeup? Which one do you prefer?
That's a difficult
styling
question.
Or makeup?
Well, I'm doing it too because I love both.
Okay.
Actually, so if I would have to choose, I think I'll still have to choose both. Sorry, but both actually go for me. But then I have to make a decision based on the question you're asking, right? I'll go for styling.
Why?
Styling because I think is more expressive to me. I mean, this day and time, we have plenty makeup artists. So, you know, styling is very, very technical. So if you're not knowledgeable of styles and all that, if you're not fashionable and all that,
you can't.
Yeah, so I would go for styling because if I'm not doing makeup, then I'm doing styling. And funny enough, it seems like the styling is more pronounced than makeup, but actually started with makeup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back then in school, I think I was in my 200, 300 level thereabouts. And, it was when the Alufor thing happened. And then school wasn't in session. So I just wanted to get myself engaged. And that was how I went, for an upgrade. It was meant to be an upgrade because prior to that time, I was used to YouTube, going on YouTube. And I just did like a 1-week class with my teacher then. And she took me on that class and it was amazing. Afterwards, I just started. And it's been like from, one level of glory, just like we say it to another. So,
upgrading constantly. Yeah. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. Okay. I know you may not want to answer it, but I'm going to ask you so that they will know that you are human too.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, do you prefer older men or younger men?
Do I prefer older men or younger men? Well, for me, it has to do, age is just but a number.
Okay.
But then when you talk about mindset, intellectuality, it has to do with the level of knowledge that you're exposed to.
Okay.
You might have an older person acting like a baby, right?
Okay.
Yes, and you can have a younger person acting like a really mature person. So I would say is based on the exposure of the person.
So
I wouldn't really.
Age is actually not the thing
it's
for
not
you.
a thing for me. I'm looking at someone that I can, I mean, we've been talking for how long, right? And you can see how we are flowing.
Someone you can have a conversation with.
Yes, and we are flowing at the same frequency.
So indirectly now I can feel for. Okay, so the last one, dinner date or a movie date?
Dinner date or a movie date? Me, I like food, Sha.
So automatically you've chosen dinner date. Let's eat and talk.
Exactly.
Before you go and sleep in the movies, like in the movie house or in the cinema.
If the movie is not interesting,
yeah, definitely going to sleep. Rosemary, thank you so much for coming on the show. Like, thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I appreciate every word of wisdom you've dropped. And yeah, I know definitely you've gained a lot from this particular episode. Like, if you've listened to it, like, you must not necessarily, maybe you are not a prostitute, but you have someone that you need to talk to stop. It's a bad habit that needs to be stopped. Thank you so much for following us on this particular episode. And don't forget, I'm Zor-Akekue, your host. Until next time, always remember to take a deep breath and be in the moment. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rosemary Brihanna Akilo, and I've just been on 360 Talk with Zor. Kindly follow them on all social media platforms. It's 360 Talk with Zor. Thank you.